guys, to Big Beard and Friends, episode 260. 260 episodes. Wow. That's 260 Fridays. Wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right, guys, listen up. Tonight, first and foremost, like I say, every single show, I hope that whatever you have going on in your life, whatever you have that's got you feeling like you're up against the wall, or you're feeling like, or things might not go as planned, I'm here to tell you that it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. There's some times in our lives, situations get overwhelming. Life itself gets overwhelming because it is an overwhelming thing to do, to live, to go through stuff that gives you anxiety, gives you depression, gives you anger, gives you all kind of emotions. That's a normal thing. What's not normal is not expressing those things, you see. If you don't express yourself, if you don't say what's on your mind, if you hold things in, a lot of bad things can happen. One of those bad things are simply you can turn into what I'm going to talk about tonight. Bullies, bullies, bullies. We need to confront them. So, there's all kind of bullies, right? Bully has a many meaning, right? What is that true meaning of a bully? You got to think about this, and it doesn't take much. It's a person, right, or individual, whatever, who purposely hurts, intimidates, threatens, ridicules another, usually more vulnerable person. Repeatedly. The four are the hardest. What are those four types of bully? Well, physical, verbal, relational, and believe it or not, cyberbullying. I know for a fact that I have situations I've been in where I've been bullied, and when I mean bully, I don't mean just like a cussing out or a situation or a conversation very loud, even though, yeah, that's kind of, the same, but I'm talking, now I don't mean just like sibling rivalry or peer pressure, or I'm talking true bully. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put up with that. And they say in order for it to be considered bullying, that behavior has to be aggressive behavior. You couldn't call it what it is. It's an imbalance of power. Kids who usually bully, for instance, I'm going to touch a topic here tonight. I won't say their names and say the likeness of it, but let's just say lately I've been hearing that one of my friends' children is getting bullied in school, and I won't get into it. If you know, you know. You don't, you don't. I'm just telling you the situation. Kids who bully use their power, physical strength, that access to embarrassing information, popularity. They might like that person, so they're going to talk about them in front of everybody else, but they do that to control or even harm others. Some people live in a world where they probably think it's okay for bullies to happen. No. When you have that repetitive, intentional hurting of one person, or a group for this matter, but children can be very mean. And parents, listen, you think that your child has not ever went through bullying? I think you're wrong. Maybe they haven't. Maybe it's the other end twisted around. Maybe they are the bullies and they're angels at home. That physical injury that they can do to your little kid, that's a bully. Unexplained bruises and your kid don't want to say anything, that's a bully. teachers can be bullies. I've done a few episodes and talked a few times about podcasts about what I really think about bully. That teasing, that name calling, and that taunting, man, that really gets to people. And the bullies know it, so when you let it get to you, they keep on and they keep on and they keep on. I'm here to tell you, folks, it's detrimental. It'll stay with you too. It will. Did you know that sometimes your kids will not talk to you? Maybe a shocker, right? Being afraid to go to school or being mysteriously ill each morning or skipping school or not wanting to go might be a sign of bullying, parents. And change in how they are doing at school. Remember that dip in the grades? Maybe. Handing homework in. They're doing it. They're not handing it in. Asking for or stealing money to give to whoever's bullying them, and they're borrowing money or stealing money, or they're doing something to satisfy that bully. It's out there. There are 3 rules. Well, they call it, I think, the Rule 3 for bully. Rule 3 for bullies. So there's like 3 rules in there. It's really more of like anti-bullying rules, but I think the first one is we will not bully others. 2, we will try to help students who are bullied. And 3, which I think are, and it's important, we will try to include students who are left out. Is that a hard thing to understand? Being left out can hurt. That's a type of bullying. A good example that we have already known, and kids do this. I'm not done. Kids can be very mean. This story I've been hearing about with one of my good friends and her child absolutely drives me insane. But see, at the same time, when you confront a bully, you got to understand not to become a bully to get it to end. But you got to be stern, stand up tall, and you got to be straightforward and know enough is enough. Family can bully you too. Trust me, folks, I know. All kind, on both sides. Family sometimes is the biggest bully. I don't put up with things anymore. I'm not going to put up with things. I teach my children not to put up with things. You know, if you're making jokes at another's expense and it's really detrimental and you really did that unwelcoming, teasing, spreading secrets and someone disclosed to you in confidence kind of way, now you're a real piece of shit. You're a real piece of work. Oh, I cussed. I have read some great comeback lines to deal with bullies. I don't know if it's such a thing, but it's to shut a bully down. They'll say whatever, they'll do whatever to you, and one of them, I'll just read a few here. Is you say whatever, don't let it bother you. Do you feel better now? And you tell them that. If you're talking about me behind my back, clearly my life is a lot more interesting than yours is. You know. See, the more they talk about you, the more you're going to get angry. Let's move on is another one. You finally found something funny to say. And one of the good ones that get them is, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. Confront them. There's passive bullying. That's a type out there. And you might not realize it, but it's a passive bullying. It's not overt. It can be overlooked. And as a result, it can be subtle things, man, like offhanded negative remarks or jokes or undermining colleagues through the quiet spread of that misinformation, sabotaging their work. It happens at work all the time. Deliberately, socially excluding people. That's bullying too. There's personalities you can look for when it comes to bullying parents. See, if your child or you or even a teacher or someone you know is that authoritarian. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying that right? Authoritarian. That personality is it's combined with a strong need to control or dominate. And I'm not talking just being loud and being obnoxious. I'm talking really bullying. They can have that prejudicial view of things, and they can be particularly strong risk factor of who they are. I can't stop everybody. I can't talk to everybody in the world, but there are people who think who don't know, for that matter, that they're being bullied. Somebody asked, one of the questions said, what are bullies known for? Well, you're talking about a dog? Because we have that too. We have the American bully breed. That's that, it's a dog. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't deal with that. We're going to go back. And we're going to stay on topic for a moment. Firmly and clearly tell that bully to stop and then walk away. Say it loud. Now, some people like to harass us and they like to bully you. Now, what's that difference? Is there a thin line? No, there's just a line between harassment and bullying. Usually, when it comes to harassment, it's in public. It's a means of that peer approval or that image building thing that people have to say in public to get themselves to look good. So harassment usually takes place in public, but bullying usually takes place in private and away from other people, even if it's verbal especially. You got to dominate things like that. It's not always easy, and I know, but when you look it up and they tell you how to stop bullying, it almost hurts to hear it, but you're supposed to ignore it. Ask a bully to stop. Write a letter to the bully. Explain. Nobody wants to write that. Nobody wants to do that. Ask a friend who's seen the bullying happen. Ask them to help. Some friends don't, though. Tell a teacher or adult you trust at school. That's it. Getting people to believe you. It's just half that battle when something's going on that you don't tell people. Ask your parents to tell the head teacher. I'm going to tell you, there's so many types of bullying. So many types of bullying going on. And we have cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is not a cool thing to be messed with either. Even though it's online, you dig? Even though it's behind, it gives people a better chance to say what they want and not get slapped for it, not get in trouble for it, not have repercussions. Hide behind the keyboard, be the keyboard warrior. I've been bullied and been a victim of bullying behind, cyberbullying behind the keyboard. The thing that gets me about the most is why? You have nothing else better to do with your time than to take your time to really try to bully somebody. And it's crazy to say this, but they're finding out that some of the studies that they do, bullies have mental, at young ages, they have that depression, anxiety, that's prevalent and currently dealing with bullying among, and if there are children involved. It's usually what it is at young ages. When it comes to, I keep touching this topic tonight. This whole episode tonight was really about my friend's child. Once again, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to say anything. I said her, and that's all you need to know. Obviously, a child has a mother. In this case, her child is getting bullied in ways that is just really uncalled for, and it's mean. And I'm sure her child feels upset. And listen, I'll talk to your kids right here, right now. You can tell them what I said. You can tell them that it's come from you. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you right now. You stand up for yourself. Don't start anything. Don't take it. But you know that you have people on your side. If you, her child, or anybody watching, it's not right. Any type of bullying, it's wrong. Even if it's with your family or even if it's at school, it can be at church. True bullyism. Not just harassment, once again, and people, that's wrong too, but I meant bully you into not talking, bully you into not doing the right thing, bully you into say something and I'm gonna beat you up type stuff. You got people on your side. You got enough people. You can even remain anonymous. Tell me, write me. I will give you pointers. The best that I can. Bully's wrong. Teachers, if you're a teacher and you're watching this, if you don't already, start keeping your eyes peeled. Children need us. Children need you. If you're one of those teachers or people that work in the school systems and you see things and you don't say anything when it's really wrong, Shame on you for that. I know certain things may, well, not everything I can talk about or this. No, you know right from wrong. Kids see that. You need to lead by example. That verbal bullying, that name calling, and the making fun of and making jokes at another one's expense, I was saying, unwelcome teasing. The main reason that it happens is to gain that sense of power among their classmates. To get that attention, or probably what hates a lot of people to be heard, what people hate, probably to get that attention or to become more popular. Usually the bullies that are bullies at home or at school, at home, they have a crazy messed up life. I don't know the statistic number or whatever, but it usually starts in the home. Your kid might be bullied. Your kid may be the bully. They never say anything. But the kids and the victims, if you will, never hardly say anything, but understand that the bullies do this stuff because they are scared. So they try to scare others to hide their feelings. You dig? They're unhappy. So they take it out on people. I'm going to tell you one time and one time only, hurt people hurt people. Rewind that and put it back up there. Whole beef, hurt people hurt people. It's true. When you bully somebody and it's enough to get to them, and you may think it's nothing. Even if you're watching it go down, like, that's nothing. They're just joking. But you want to know that kids who are bullied by other kids, bullied period, are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, increased feelings of sadness and loneliness, changes in their sleep and eating pattern, and loss of interest in activities that they actually used to enjoy. I mean, by now, I shouldn't have to tell you, you likely have a strong sense about why it is that self-esteem is so important when it comes to bullying. Some kids who bully, not all of them, they do so because they have low self-esteem. You dig? It's important. It's important to remember, however, not all kids who bully have low self-esteem. We question ourselves all the time. Why do bullies put others down? Why is this happening? Why does these things happen? What's going on? Why do they put others down? Why does it exist? I said that hurt people, but some simply do it because it just makes them feel better about themselves, folks. When they put other people down, it makes them feel fantastic. It stops with me. I don't tolerate that. For your pleasure, to do me harm or make fun of me or do certain things. Once again, joking around is different, but you got harassment and you got bullying. But let me tell you something again. They put you down, and they do that very well because other bullies have discovered that force and intimidation worked for them in order for them to get what they wanted. So it's like that go-to strategy. You dig? The abuse, is bullying detrimental? Yeah. Regardless of that type of bullying, it's abuse, people. It can damage people. Kids, damaging kids, are doing so because adults has failed or damaged that child. It breaks my heart to know that our children, the royal, our children. If you have children and they go to school and you're a parent, period, pre-K or a senior, it breaks my heart to know that kids are put in situations by other kids that can easily mess their mentality up. Just like that. I speak highly, and I speak, that's a way to get under big beard skin, is to, oh, I've got to stop. It's to keep the bullying alive. I don't do it. My lunch money was taken. I was pushed against walls. I was shoved in lockers. I was pushed down. I was never picked last, if I was picked at all. I was too short. Wasn't coordinated. Just a goofy little bastard. But I was funny. But I guess when sports and stuff that you have to be chosen for, funny wasn't always a factor of being friends with people. It's not about me. It's about the experiences I've been in. So I want to relate, and I want to be able to say, this is why I talk, and I'm strongly opinionated on this, on that. I can't stand it. I can't stand the bullies. And to know that in our schools, that these bullies often target our children, individuals who appear vulnerable, or they simply react strongly to the bullyism. It's sad. Sometimes I have to think, in order to not become what I'm trying to hate. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to become, after a while, of what you hate. I don't want to become that. That's why I was saying, after a while, the grasshopper's going to become the sensei, and he's got to teach. You got to keep on. I don't know what you have in your life going on. I don't know what anybody is doing. But if you know that bullyism is alive and well, and you watch it and you know it, tell someone. I don't care if it's in school, if it's in church, if it's at your job, if you see a friend doing it to another friend, somebody picking on someone innocent, say something or do something about it. Not really what I like talking about, but I am strongly opinionated about it. Because I will stand up for the people who have no voice. I will sit back and encourage you to do the same thing. Wrong is wrong. I'm not talking about a spat or an argument or a yelling match. I'm talking about true bullying. And if we have it in our schools like this, the bullies in school have to get it from somewhere, probably at home, right? Perhaps they don't have a home. Perhaps they only feel good at school, and that's why they do what they do. Because maybe when they get home, they're told to sit in a room or sit in a corner or to be quiet or go to bed or we're doing this or that. You're not, maybe. And they lash out at our kids. Oh, yeah. My children have been the victim of bullying. Nobody's safe from it. Just got to learn how to react and not become the bully yourself. Love your kids. Watch out after your kids. Watch out for your kids. Watch out for each other. And let's come together. For real. Let's try to end bully. It all comes down to bullies. Let's talk about it. 3 words that take me out week after week after week to end my show. That's all I got tonight, folks. Let me say love, peace, chicken grease. Join me next time, and thanks for watching.